Don't you just hate it when you're pulling faces and gurning like gusto to the camera, and then you realise that one of your eyeballs is turning round? There, that's for my daughter especially. She hates that. Love you, baby. So this is my Grinch tutorial. I know it's hammy, but it's Christmas and I love Christmas, so I'm going with the Grinch. I'm starting off with a light green face paint, and I'm applying it with my foundation sponge all over my face and down onto my neck too. You don't need to cover your eyes or your lips, but I got it all over both anyway, so what the hey. I'm then going in and painting over with quite a wide brush, just to try and improve the coverage because it wasn't the best kind of green paint that I could have had. And now I'm stippling on a darker green to try and bring that brightness of that original green down and make it a little bit more Grinchy. I do look like a reptile lady right now, but it does blend in, and as you can see, it's a bit more of a Grinchy green. Use that original green to highlight my cheekbones and then set it with some loose powder. Now, I originally painted my little Grinch nose brown and then double checked my reference photo and realised that he had black nose. So I repainted it, and then I wasn't happy with it, so I stippled and redid it, and then re-stippled areas and redid it. And I must have accidentally stippled over it about half a dozen times and had to redo it. So I'm just showing you so that you can learn from my mistakes. So there we go, I'm painting my nose on again. I don't know how many times that was that I'd done it. I don't even want to hazard a guess. But there we go, I'm happy with that. So the Grinch has folds that go around his muzzle area. So what I'm doing first is going in with the dark green, which is a little bit too metallic really for this look, and then a black, and I'm using a dry brush just to try and pull out that colour to make it look more shaded. Helps if you've got some colour on your brush, and hopefully make the grooves look like they are actual grooves. Now, with my nose, I did have to redo that quite a few times as well until I was happy with it. So, do you know what? Wet wipes, that's what they're made for. They're wonderful. And you can just re-stipple. You can just re-stipple over your nose and keep redoing it. So now I'm darkening his muzzle area up, and decided that I wanted to just give a bit more texture and tone to the colour, so I added in a green again with the stipple sponge and blended it in so it wasn't so flat looking. Okay, adding to my muzzle, and then because I'd stippled over them, going over those lines once again. So now I'm going in with the dark green that I have, and I'm making almost a kitty ear shape on the corner of my eyebrow and bringing it down onto my lid and underneath my eyelid. And then took it all the way into and on over my eyeballs. So now I'm going in to try and create a bit of shade and light with those ridges, and I've used both white and yellow together to try and make it a more natural looking colour, and then I'll use that dry brush again to blend it out as best I can. Now, I'd left it too long on that side, so I had to reapply a bit to make it wet again so that it was blendable. And my camera decided to just record my forehead while I was applying those muzzle dots, but all they are is a dotting tool from a nail art kit, dipped in black. Once that's dry, dip white, and then a little splash of white on the tip of my nose. The eyebrows I made from cotton wool and my glue gun, and then applied them to my head with an Aqua glue, and then just kept layering different colours of paints on until I was happy with how it looked. That left one gave me some trouble, it kept coming unstuck, so you can see I keep putting it down, but it didn't want to play, but I persevered, I beat it. So I'm just redoing that line down the middle of my nose, and then going in with a mixture of the dark green and black over the whole of my eyelid, and then using a black eyeshadow to set that, and popping some of my eyebrows, because why not? I've not put any extra product on my brush, I'm just using it to go over the black and just blend it out a little. Now, the Grinch's eyes are so pretty. He has such pretty eyes, especially when he's little. So I'm drawing on little tiny lines on the outside and lining my upper lid just to give me some of that definition that he has. Okay, so now I'm blending between the colour that's underneath my eye and the colour that's on my cheekbones, because it wasn't looking very natural, not as natural as the Grinch can look. And now I'm bringing that black down from my inner eye down to my muzzle, and I'm making angry faces so that I can draw in lines to make him look permanently grumpy. Obviously I don't have any angry lines myself, so it was extremely difficult to do. And then I'm going in on my smile line to just deepen that, wiping my lips over and applying some red shadow to underneath my eye, and then a couple of coats of mascara, top and bottom, before I apply my little demi wispies, which are tiny eyelashes that just fit on the outer corner of your eye, because he does have very long eyelashes on the end of his eye, and they're so much easier to apply than the full lash, because basically you just stick it at the end. You don't have to worry about it sticking too far in the inner corner of your eye, poking you all day. So he has pretty lips too, and I've used a pretty rosy colour on my lips, and now my Eyecasions eye contact lenses make him look a bit more like the Grinch is coming to life. This wig is an old Halloween wig, so I can backcomb it all I like, and with the Santa hat, that is the complete look. So I'm looking as grumpy as I can for the camera, and gurning and pulling faces for you, which I'm sure you really, really appreciate. I did put my hands on my hip there and thrust my belly out in Grinch style, by the way. I'm trying to recreate the Jim Carrey smile there, but no, it's just not happening. So thank you so much for watching. All the products I used will be listed below. A thumbs up would be great, a subscribe would be awesome,